Hey everybody, this is Gradius, and you're watching another Feeling Lucky game review. I am joined today with by Rayqwan and Thomas. You want to say hello, guys?
Hey guys.
What's up?
So today, the lucky game, just out of the hat, is AirMech. It's a game made by Carbon Games. I think it's their first release game under their dev company, and the game is for PC, also for Chrome OS. You can download it at carbongames.com/download.html.
Game is also available on Steam, and it is a free title.
It is a free title.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely got some options to get in the game.
So this definitely, like you were saying, this is by Carbon Games. It looks like this is their first foray into gaming. And so Gradius, it looks like you're taking over right now, and it looks like you're in a tutorial here with some hot boobalicious chick telling you what to do.
I'm just staring at the girl.
Right, I just decided to play the tutorial to kind of get into the game and see how it was going, and I have to say
ding level 2.
Hey, there you go, boom.
Grats, bro. Grats.
So, in the game, you control your character using WASD, right? So you're moving around on the screen using the keyboard. It's not really mouse controlled. The only thing that's mouse controlled is your aim. So, as you're moving around with WASD, wherever your mouse pointer is where your guy's looking.
So is it controlled like a la Geometry Wars Evolved, where you're controlling the movement, but you're firing the direction your mouse is pointing?
Pretty much. That's exactly right.
That sounds very much like other games such as League, where when you're moving, you got to make sure you're aiming the direction you want to cast your spells and stuff.
Right.
Cool. Now you were explaining that you didn't really have any character customization options here. So is there any class customization, or is it just purely going to be the customization occurs at level up?
In the tutorial there was nothing. When I hit play on the game, it just kind of throws you in, And I mean, just kind of looking afterwards, it looks like there's customization options like as you progress and as you get you gain levels, you can customize yourself a little bit more. But that's really it takes a lot of progressing into the game to get to that point.
Okay, so I saw you walking around as a mech. Now I see you in like a jet form. Above your head, it looks like there's a tank. Is that like a third shape-shifting option or transformery option, if you will? Or is that an independent unit?
It is an independent unit. So basically the way that this game works is you're like the commander for an army, right? And you've got what you see on the screen right now is there's a tank that spawned that it's the tutorial's trying to teach me how to interact with, and a depot. And when you're in, your character can be in mech mode and run around on the ground, or you can be in jet mode, okay? And when you're in jet mode, you can pick up units that are on the ground and transport them on the battlefield.
Now, this looks really Star Wars. It looks, what's that game? StarCrafty, with the human-type culture kit. That looks like the...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, those little guys down there shooting at the depot right now do look like Terran Marines.
They do, and that looks like a Terran depot. That tank looks like one of the Terran tanks. I mean, like...
Right.
I wonder where they got the idea for this.
But you know what? In a lot of futuristic and sci-fi movies, they show humans armored up with something similar to that, and they show our buildings are these militarized square factory-looking buildings in the future. So I mean,
efficiency.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, it's just efficiency, and a lot of like futuristic sci-fi movies do portray us.
Okay, so
like
what are these electrical beam things shooting your ship? Is that just you're here, so now you can control that building? Are you getting health
it's a repair
or power
thing.
up? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So basically, the building on the left was the depot, right? And the building that I'm over right now is the fortress. The fortress is where you can build units. So I can come here, hit a button on the keyboard, and build more tanks or more infantry or like rocket launchers and turrets and stuff.
So each one of these facilities is capable of building both melee, foot soldier type units and tanks and aircraft, or is
I don't think the depot was. It's only the big building over there. I think the depot is Well, the tutorial doesn't really tell you what the depot does. It's just a building.
Something you must protect.
Yeah, exactly. And, you can capture it with infantry and stuff like that. But you'll see kind of later, too. You basically fly over the fortress, and, the enemy has a depot and a fortress, too. And the goal of the game is obviously to build units, destroy their units, take their depot, take their fortress. And you basically just ferry your units and give them orders. So I go back to the fortress and I'll buy a tank, and then I can either just drop the tank right next to the building and say, hey, go, free for all, just go crazy and go hunt. Or I can fly it over to the enemy base and just say attack, and it just goes crazy and shoots anything in sight.
Now it looks like right now you've changed your attack build or your loadout with a sword and shield type melee combo.
I'm totally a Jedi Knight right now.
Do you feel significantly more powerful with a weapon that you lose range on, or
absolutely?
Cool.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the trade-off: more damage, but less range.
Yeah, shooting one of those tanks, I would have to sit there and aim at it and shoot a good solid 3 or 4 seconds to kill it, as opposed to walking up with the sword and shield and just whacking it twice and it blows up.
Okay, so like you were saying, the customization options as far as color and maybe different class doesn't really look like it's there. It looks like it's going to be more in the talents as you progress. We haven't seen you get to the point where things look bad. At any point in this, do you experience how do I say this? A point in which you are no longer alive? No.
The tutorial's pretty easy. Here in a few minutes you'll start seeing a lot of enemy units spawn, because I think they're going to try to come and defend me. I'm attacking one of their depots right now, and I think they're going to send a force to try to prevent me from doing it.
So overall, the tutorial is just a very basic tutorial as far as just showing you how to play the game itself. It wasn't really anything to push your abilities.
Not really at all. I mean, I could see someone who's very new to this type of game and that type of control system, the WASD and aiming with the mouse. I could see where it could be kind of difficult, but this one, I mean, is as powerful as your level 3 character. I'm level 3 now, nice. As long as, I just walked up and you can just blow stuff up really easy. I mean, your character itself is very powerful compared to the other units that are on the ground.
So you're bringing in the tanks.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So you can see me. I jump up in the air and I start scouting around to try to figure out what the heck they're sending at me. But they sent quite a bit of stuff. But I just mow right through them with that freaking sword, man.
Your tank's getting you just lost your tank, bro. What's going on there?
It's a tragedy, is what it is.
Yeah.
No man, whatever happened to No Man Left Behind, man? I don't know, like your strategy here. You left him to fend for himself.
Yeah, they failed too. It was horrible.
So do your buildings have any defensive capabilities, or are they unlocked, or is it just you and your army alone defend your buildings?
The buildings themselves, no. But that being said, you can go to your fortress and build. You can buy turrets, and you can place those turrets wherever you want. So if you wanted to build base defenses, you could go to your fortress, build turrets, and place them all over the place near your buildings, and offer, because those things can't move. They're not like tanks where they can move around and shoot stuff. They're static. So you just build it, drop it next to your base, and provide base defense.
Cool. So as games like this tend to do, since it is in the free-to-play genre, what's their way to make money? Are there buy options in the game where you can buy currency or power-ups?
It looked like, after the game was done, when I was done, it brought me to a screen where I could, choose another mission or just kind of keep going through the game, start a campaign type of thing. But there was, a place to buy things. It looked like you could buy or customize units, that sort of thing. But
Doing level 4.
Nice. Didn't really look at that too, a whole lot, but it's what it looked like. That menu looked like there were tons of different little customization things for your units and your army.
So you just captured that enemy facility. So now that is yours to build things with.
Well, that one I don't think that one builds things. I think it's just like a depot where you can drop stuff off and get it repaired.
Ah.
And now, I found their fortress, or at least the part of the map where their fortress is unlocked, and you can see they've got turrets and stuff set up over there. So I'm just constantly, actually, I think I go overkill here, and you'll see me just constantly going back and forth, tank, just left and right.
So so I don't know if this would hold my enjoyment, because it feels like you're just doing a lot of fetching.
It is. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I can only imagine, though, that outside of the tutorial, maybe you've got multiple enemy fortresses to take over.
You also have to take into consideration PvP, correct? Because you wouldn't be just willy-nilly all up in other people's bases. There's going to be people there to defend, i.e. other players, right?
Yeah. And, to tell you the truth, I was actually kind of having fun with this one. As soon as I got done, recording, I really kind of wanted to keep going. But unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time. And it's probably a game that I'm going to revisit and take another look at, just because of, you can look what I'm doing right now. I bought a couple units and I just dropped them off right next to my fortress and said, hey, go attack. And I didn't even have to fly all the way over there.
Okay, good. Because if there for a second I was about to ask you, do your units move? Or are you just constantly running them off and back and forth? Because I think the fetching aspect of it would get pretty old pretty quick.
I got to the point where I started dragging turrets over there to their base. That's what I'm doing right now. And those were extremely ineffective against other turrets. Like, by the time I got there, the other turrets were, getting their butts kicked. So,
do the units the units that you're creating, do they level up or get bonuses or experience as far as you kill things? They can do more damage, or
I don't think so. But I don't think so. But at least it didn't look like it to me, because they were dying pretty quick until I had just an overwhelming force over there. But they looked pretty static. I never saw any sort of, this guy's a veteran now, or this guy leveled up, or whatever. So,
can you queue multiple things to be? Oh, there you go. You just did it.
Yeah, you can queue up to 3 things. And
now, do you have to retrieve them off the top of that building for them to be active? So that's the downside.
Yeah, and you can see, like, right there, I just went tank, just real fast, and dropped them off right next. And I said, hey, go hunt. So they just go straight to the enemies.
So you actually activate the capability for them to go hunting or go fight the enemy?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, ding.
Oh, there we go, level 5. And we're getting towards the end of the video here, but, I had a lot of fun with this one. I really did.
Okay, so now it looks like your upkeep is max, so you can't build anything until something dies? Is that what happens?
Yes. Yeah, you do have a cap. And there we go. I just saved the universe.
So, getting to the end of the video, though, like, what's your take on the game? What's your feedback, and like, how did you feel about it after you finished the game itself?
I kind of want to go back and play more outside of the tutorial. It was fun. It was a great time killer, and it's it's free, so you can just get in there and kind of do your thing and blow stuff up.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give it?
I'd give it about a 3. It's something that I would probably revisit, if I were just kind of just bored and wanted to hang out and just blow stuff up.
Alright, well, you heard it here, guys. That was AirMech by Carbon Games, getting Gradius' seal of approval with a 3 out of 5.